a 2017 Fiat Fullback in the workshop with a flashing DPF indicator. Now the customer's fairly certain that the car has been through a DPF regeneration process, and the reason this light is flashing is most likely because the process is completed but has dumped some diesel into the engine oil. The first thing to do if you get this DPF flashing light is to check your oil level, and if the oil level has gone above the maximum mark, it's very likely, as long as you know it hasn't been overfilled, that the car or the truck has put diesel into the engine through the DPF regeneration process. So let's go and have a look at that now. Moved the dipstick and cleaned it, and we can see here the lower and the maximum levels for the oil dipstick. We're going to replace the dipstick and check it and see what the oil level looks like. Try and do that one-handed. Okay, when we remove the dipstick, we need to see where the oil level is. Yeah, and sure enough, our oil level is well above the maximum line, which suggests the DPF process has been carried out by the truck, by the engine management system. Now to clear this, we need to change this oil and filter, and once we change that, reset it in the engine management system on our computer. The oil filter is located just behind the radiator, above the anti-roll bar, just here. And the oil drain, just here. So we need to crack that off and drain the oil, and at the same time, we'll change the oil filter. This 17mm sun plug, I've got my bucket ready, and I'm just going to let this go.
That's a long sun plug.
There we go. So we're going to let this drain out, and we'll go and change our oil filter. We're just going to loosen our oil filter off and catch the first remnants of what drips out in our bucket. I'm going to leave that for a minute to drain as well while I tighten up the sump plug. Right, sump plug's back in. I'll come and clean this up when I've finished. Filter here, which is a P2040 in Bosch, and we're going to make sure before we fit the filter we just put a layer of oil around the rubber grommet or O-ring to make it easier for the next person to take the filter off, which will probably end up being me. Installed, made a mess on the anti-roll bar, because of course you would always make sure you put an anti-roll bar directly under an oil filter, wouldn't you, Fiat? Thanks for that. And we'll go up top and fit her up. Yeah, and this is how much oil came out, which is much more than it should have had in it, so clearly it has been through its regen process. To find the right oil for your car and how much it takes is to go over to shell.co.uk or just Google Shell Oil Finder and go on to cars, put your vehicle registration number in, and it will tell you how much oil the engine should take and what type of oil to use. In this instance, it's telling me it's 5W30 C3, which I knew already, and it holds approximately 8.3 litres. And yes, I know I need to clean my screen. It's a workshop. This happens. Been filled up with oil. I'm happy with the oil level, but that's not it yet, because we're still going to have that DPF light flashing. We need to get our scan tool now and clear that code. And as you can see, we've still got the light flashing. We need to get our scan tool and go into the engine management system and reset it. Now to do that today, I'm just using my old snap-on. I have got an Autel, but I find it so slow sometimes, whereas a snap-on's fairly basic but gets into it nice and quickly. So let's switch the engine off, turn the ignition on, and start going through our process to clear that light. So we've got a Fiat. I've just gone past it. I'm doing this one-handed, so do bear with me, please. You might think this is a bit slow, the snap-on, but trust me, they're Autel. Although it's a good bit of kit, do find it a bit slow sometimes. So 2017 automatic idea. It should pick up that it's a fullback. Come on. Oh no, it didn't. Alright, so we'll go through and tell the scan tool what we've got here. Fullback. It's a 2.4 four-wheel drive. It's a 150 horsepower. It doesn't really matter for this process anyway. Right, now we're going to go into engine management and we're going to scan for codes. Engine oil level too high, that's because it's been through the DPF regen process. So let's come back out of there, go in and clear codes. Clearing codes is complete. Just go back in and check we haven't got any codes, which I'm sure we won't have. Oh, we have, we've still got that code, so let's just go back in and clear that again. Okay, I'm going to turn the ignition off, back on again, and see if we've still got that flashing light. We have, so that hasn't worked. Let's try an oil light reset. Turn ignition off for 1 minute.
I'll just fast forward that before you see that get bored by it. I'm sure the last time I did this I just went in and cleared the oil level too high code, but maybe there's something more involved. We'll go through it together so that if you come across this you can hopefully solve it a bit faster than I am in a minute. Okay, so that's done, so we turn the ignition back on again. Job done.
Continue. Oh, didn't like that either. What's going on here? Have we still got our flashing DPF light? No, we haven't. So it has cleared the light. What we had to do there was reset the oil level first. And now if I go into codes, I probably won't. I might have that oil level too high code. I have. I can probably now clear that because it knows I've changed the engine oil. Doesn't like me having. No, it doesn't like me having the engine running. So turn it off. Turn the ignition back on again. Sometimes you can get away with having the engine running to do these things. Try one more time. Clear codes. Clearing codes. It might have cleared that code. Yeah, I think it's already got rid of that code now because it knew that I've reset the oil. No, it hasn't. It's still saying the oil level's too high, but I know it's not. Let's try clearing the code again. I don't think that code is still current. Alright, let's come out, go back in again. Let's do a full code scan. Right, so I've just done another scan and it hasn't come back with an engine management code for oil level too high, so it was just the scan tool playing around there. I thought I'd cracked it because I've done that before. I knew it was either resetting it somewhere in the service menu or in the faults menu, but that seems to have rectified it. We'll just start her up again one more time, double check. And no DPF light flashing, hasn't come on at all. So yeah, pretty confident that one's solved. I'll now go and clean up my mess around the sump plug and the oil filter, put the under tray back on again and give the customer a call. Job's a good one. As always, thanks for watching. Sorry it was a bit long-winded towards the end, but that's how the scan tool can behave sometimes. They're all a little bit temperamental depending on the vehicle you're working on, but we've cracked it.